Hi, my name is Derrick and I am bringing you this week's TCWC Moment. I was reading in this book the other day and I just thought about something and I wanted to kind of share it with you guys. And I know it sounds crazy that Derrick actually read a book, but I've been really focusing this year on trying to do a couple of the harder things that I kind of don't do as often or that I'm not as good at. And one of them is reading books. And I just had this piece of this book that I really wanted to share with you guys because I think it tells a cool story. And when we adapt it to the Bible and when we adapt that to our lives, things can start to change. So I just wanted to read you this small passage. And it says, "You see the footage of photos and places that have been hit by tornadoes. It's disturbing. There's wreckage everywhere. There's buildings knocked down. There's cars overturned. Power lines are knotted up. The mess sprawls out for miles like one massive junk drawer. It's chaos. But a couple of years ago, I saw a photo that had been taken after a city in southern Missouri got hit by a tornado. Everything in this picture had been reduced to rubble, except for one thing. In the middle of the photo, there was a gray stone statue of a saint. You know, a holy guy who lived in some point in history of the Catholic Church. I don't know which saint it was, but it was the thing about it that was cool was the statue was completely undamaged, unmoved, untouched. And the saint was just standing there, hands folded in prayer with totally confident, calm expression on his face. Hell had just broken loose around him, but there he was, at peace. And when I think about that, I just think about all the things that can go on in our lives and all the things that can, happen around us in the world. We can talk about it being physical tornadoes. We can talk about damages of storms and things like that. Or we can talk about spiritual life. We can talk about family life. We can talk about relationships. There are so many different avenues that we can consider these tornado moments that come down and force us to look at things and force us to look at our lives. But when you pull it to Scripture, one of the main points that come out to me and in the Scripture that came out to me the most was talking about the armor of God. So it's Ephesians 6:13. It says, "Therefore put on every piece of God's armor so that you'll be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will be standing firm." And that's just cool to me, is it because God says basically if you will clothe yourself the way He tells you to in the next part of the Scriptures, if you will put on the breastplate of righteousness, if you will put on the shoes and the belt of truth and the helmet of salvation, if you will put on all of this this gear, this spiritual warfare gear, then you'll be able to accomplish so many things. And then when the devil comes against you and the world comes against you, the tornadoes come against you, you'll be able to stand firm. And one of the cool things about the passage in the book that I read was, he said the saint was just standing there, hands folded in prayer, totally confident, calm expression on his face. Now, am I telling you that your tornadoes are going to be easy just because you're wearing the clothes? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying, and I'm trying to give you hope and give you that peace that you will know that if God's in your corner and you have put on the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness as He has said, then you will be able to stand firm. And at the end of the battle, there you will be. You'll be standing. I hope this has been encouraging to you. It's encouraged me this week, and I just pray that everything goes well for you as you start to dive into maybe even Ephesians. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you again.